Show your skill. Call the cards right, and your purse we will fill on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Janice. And welcome to Card Sharks. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us at home. And you call the cards right, and your purse we will fill. We're going to try to do that right off the top. Right now, we thank Jeannie Hazelhurst of Santa Rosa, California, for our opening poem. Thank you, Jeannie. Now, Steve Hanks, our champion, is going to come out here and go for the big money. Steve, come on out. Nice to see you, Steve.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Before we get to that important money part, why don't you again tell us about yourself?
Well, my name is Steve Hanks. I originate from West Palm Beach, and since I've lived there, I've moved around, lived in Atlanta for a while, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Dallas, Texas, and now I'm here in good old Los Angeles.
You don't go where it's cold, Steve.
I like it where it's warm. I don't like that Yankee weather.
Okay. Steve, you won $200 in the game, and now you're going to go for the big money? Oh. The Yankees got at you, Steve. Look out. We're with you. Let's get up here and get to the money cards. I think at one time or other, everyone's put up with that Yankee money. Steve, the money cards are all shuffled and cut. Janice will start dealing them as we give you $200 on the bottom line of these three cards to bet as you will. Move up to the second level, we'll give you another $200 of betting money and three more cards. Minimum bets of $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, and there you must bet at least half the money. All set? We're with you.
Ready to go.
Here's $200. As in the game, Steve, you have a choice of two base cards to start with, and you can, of course, change your base cards as you move up to the next two levels if you'd like. Right now, with $200, you're starting with a 5. Okay. Do you want it?
I'd like to change that card, please.
Must play this one. I hope it's a good change.
Good
That's
card.
a good change.
I bet $200 that the card is higher.
Right away, all of it, $200. Higher than a 2.
Definitely
yes,
so.
With a 10.
Okay. I will bet $200 that the next card is lower.
Half of it, $200 lower than
baby.
a 10.
Get down. Get
it
down.
Is $600 now, Steve.
Okay, I will bet $50 that the next card is higher.
Doesn't like this one.
Right.
$50 higher than a 6. It is a jack.
Okay.
Very well on the bottom line. $650, Steve. Up goes the jack. $200 more betting money. You've got $850. Do you want that jack?
Okay, I'll bet $400 that the next card is lower.
$400.
Come on, baby, get down.
Lower than a jack.
Down.
It is with a 4. $12.50 and a 4.
All right. I'm going to bet all of it that the next card is higher. Yeah.
Everything.
Come on. Get up.
$1,250 higher than a 4.
Get up.
Oh, no.
It's breaks of the ball game.
Oh, I could just see you deciding, should I or should I not go for all of it? That was a toughie, Steve, but maybe you get a chance to do it again. Come on down here. You're the champion. Oh, you're a gambler.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do it again. We'll find out. He's got to be the new challenger. That'll be coming up right after we take time out for this commercial break. That was a toughie. Okay, Steve, time to defend the title. Maybe you're going to another crack at those money cards as we open the board and get to the cards. And ladies, if you will, start loading in 2 brand new decks of cards as we start a new match with this Card Shark. Nilda de la Peña. Hello, Nilda. Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Won't you tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Nilda de la Peña. I live in Simi Valley. I born in Argentina. I came here 15 years ago, and I don't speak English very well.
No,
I try hard. I know.
You sound like somebody very. You sound like Zsa Zsa Gabor, Nilda. I would have.
Maybe I wish I had the money to Zsa Zsa Gabor. Maybe today. You never know. Anyway, I am married with a lovely husband, and I have two kids. My daughter Andrea and my son Gustavo.
Good.
That's it.
Good. So you speak very good English.
No, I know that, but I enjoy.
You really do.
I enjoy with my accent.
You know, most of us. Yes. You know, most of us who say, oh, gee, that person doesn't speak good English, we can't speak the other language, most of us. So you've got at least 2. You're ahead of most of us.
Yes.
That's the way to feel about it.
Yes.
Good luck, Nilda. Good luck to both of you. And with 2 decks of playing cards, shuffled and cut, Steve, the champion, will play the upper cards, the red cards. Nilda, the challenger, will play the lower cards, the blue cards. Best 2 out of 3 match. We'll start with a question to you, Steve. Steve, we asked 100 bachelors, have you ever proposed to a woman when you really had no intention of marrying her? How many bachelors admitted that they have done that?
I personally am a bachelor, and I would have problems proposing to a girl even if I meant it. So if a fella doesn't mean it, I would say no. I would say that number's going to be low 18.
18 bachelors have proposed, even though they had no intention of marrying her, Nilda.
No way, no way. They're going to propose all the way. I think and it's going to be higher.
Higher.
Yes.
If it's higher, Nilda, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Steve. And the actual number of bachelors who proposed to a woman when they had no intention of marrying her is 15, not higher. Steve, you're very close to it. And you'll start off with a 2.
Very good card. I will. The next card is higher.
Higher than a 2. He got it out. He got an ace.
Okay, the next card is going to be lower, Jim.
Lower than an ace.
Yeah.
Yes, a 5.
Freeze.
You freeze.
Yeah.
And we move over the freeze bar. Can't take those cards away from you, Steve, and that keeps Nilda away from her cards. Nilda, we asked 100 married women, if your husband cooked dinner tonight, what would you be more likely to want for dessert? Apple pie or Alka-Seltzer? How many women said they'd want Alka-Seltzer if their husband cooked?
Well, I have a good experience because my husband is a really good cook. But I think 45, they think.
45
yes,
women would want Alka-Seltzer more than apple pie, Steve.
I'm going to have to agree with that. But I don't think it would be, yes I do, I think it would be worse. I think more. Higher.
Higher than that.
Yeah. Oh.
No faith in the husbands as cooks. The actual number of married women who, if their husband cooked dinner, would want Alka-Seltzer for dessert is 17. No, it's not higher, Nilda. Yeah, I think men are getting a little better at that. Nilda, you start off with an 8.
Oh, no, I want to change the card. Yes.
You won the question.
Oh,
You
yes.
have the right to change it. 2, a 9. Well, it's a little better.
No, too bad. I think it's going to be lower.
Lower than a 9. No, it's a jack. It's not lower. That gives Steve a free chance to play off the 5 and call this.
Okay, Jim, the next card is higher.
Higher than a 5.
Yes.
Yes, an 8.
I will freeze.
Freezing it. Steve needs one card for the first game of the match. Question to you, Steve. We surveyed 100 showgirls at the Dunes and Tropicana hotels in Las Vegas and asked them, were you a Girl Scout? How many showgirls said that they, one time, were Girl Scouts?
I would think that it would be more than you would think because a lot of people are conservative at the beginning of their life and then liberal later. I would say 58.
58 showgirls were Girl Scouts, Nilda.
You say Girl Scout?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scout. I think in this country, every, young girls, Girl Scout.
He says 58 of them were.
Higher.
Higher.
Yes.
Well, the actual number of showgirls who were Girl Scouts is 54. Not higher, Steve.
Please change that 8.
And Steve can change that 8. Could be a big change for him. It is a king.
The next card is lower.
Lower for the first game of the match. Yes, Steve wins it. Game 1 to the champion. And we'll set up for game 2, Janice, if you will. And, boy, that game really showed the advantage of you can win those questions. You can just pick along one card at a time. Very nicely done, Steve. Nilda, you need this one.
Oh, yes.
You ready?
No. I'm ready.
Question goes to you, Nilda. We asked 100 single women, have you ever been pinched by a total stranger? How many women said they have?
Oh, yes. Oh, especially in my country,
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Argentinians are pinchers?
Oh, yes. Sometimes I like it.
Oh.
Anyway. I think it's going to be around 79.
79 women have been pinched by a total stranger, Steve.
I tell you, to my dying day, I go for the integrity of America. I think it will be less than that.
Less than that?
Yes.
Integrity.
Brotherhood, and apple pie. I go for it.
The actual number of single women who've been pinched by a total stranger is 57. You're right, Steve. It's lower. Apple pie wins again, Steve. You start off with a 4.
I'll keep that card. The next one's higher.
Higher than a 4. It is a queen.
I'm going to go on. The next one is lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, an 8.
Freeze.
And again, Steve Freeze playing beautifully. Steve, the question to you. We asked 100 New York City firemen, does your firehouse have a Dalmatian dog as a mascot? You always see that in the pictures. How many firemen said yes, they do have a Dalmatian dog as a mascot?
I think that's kind of in the past. I'll have to say 11.
11.
Yeah.
11 firemen say they have a Dalmatian dog as a mascot.
I think it's going to be a little bit higher.
You figure the cliche is for real. The actual number of firemen whose firehouse has a Dalmatian as a mascot is 8. It is not higher, Steve. You're right.
Okay. Change the card, please.
Changing the 8 again. Steve wins the question, and he can do it. A king.
The next card is lower, Jim.
Lower than a king. A queen.
The next card is lower.
If this is lower, he retains the championship for the win. Yes! Steve does it again. Congratulations, Steve. Beautifully played. Milton, he was hot. I'm glad to see you. Thank you for joining us, and we have some nice gifts for you. Nilda De La Pena. Thank you, Nilda. Come on down here, Steve. All right, this time we're going to do it.
We're going for it, Jim, I know.
The big money coming up right after this commercial break. Gotta win it this time. Back with Steve Hanks. You got $400 for winning your second game now, but the money cards failed you the first time.
Well, they won't this time.
That's the way to feel. Let's open the board and get to those money cards. Come on, Steve. Hop one up there, and you know how we do it. Money cards all shuffled and cut. Janice will start dealing them out. You don't feel discouraged that the first time you failed up here, do you?
No, because I have a whole new chance this
That's
time.
good. You have great enthusiasm, I must say.
It comes from my dad.
That's right. Your father's a preacher, and you're selling it, Steve. That's good. Good luck. We're with you.
Thank you.
Here's $200. And, Steve, you're going to start off with a 2.
Okay. I'll bet $200 if the next card is higher.
All of it $200 higher than a 2. Yes, with a 4 and still a good card.
I'll bet it. Oh, I'll bet it all. Yeah, I'll bet it all if the next card's higher.
He wants to go with his instincts.
This time it's
$400 higher than a 4. No. That's what happened the last time, but you're not out of it, Steve, because you still have $200 of betting money, and we're moving up a good card. You're back in it with $200.
Okay.
4 cards to go, Steve. Come on.
All right. I'll bet $200 the next card's higher.
All of it $200 higher than a 2. Yes, with a 3. Good card.
$400 the next card's higher.
$400 higher than a 3. Yes, a 10. $800.
I bet $400 the next card's lower.
Half of it, $400 lower than a 10. No, it's another 10. But you've still got $400 when we move up to 10. Do you want that card?
No, I want to change it. Please.
Big change. $400, and you've got a 10 becoming a 3.
I bet it all the next card's higher. This time it's
all of it. Nothing or $800 higher than a 3. That time it's there for $800.
Okay.
Woo. Oh, they finally turned a little for you.
Yeah.
And Steve, come on down here. That's good. And you're such a good player, you may get another crack at it.
Thanks.
You're up to $1,200 now, Steve.
Appreciate it.
Good player. We'll be back with, I hope, a good challenger for him right after this commercial break. Okay, Steve, time for your third win. 2 brand new decks of cards and a new challenger on Card Sharks. Michelle Stevens. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thanks.
Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Michelle Stevens, and I just moved here from New Jersey, and I love it out here because I love the weather, and mostly I love to gamble. I love Vegas, the races, you name it.
Oh,
so I love it here.
Your kind of place. Where are you from in New Jersey?
The last place was Hackettstown. I lived in Freehold and Hackettstown.
Oh, I was born in Camden.
Oh,
So we're
I know where
practically
that
neighbors.
is.
You never came over and said hello, never brought a piece of cake, nothing, huh? Good to have you here, Michelle. Good luck.
Thank you.
You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards, and Steve, the upper cards, the red cards. Steve, we found 100 women who are millionaires. We asked them, 100 millionaire women, have you ever gotten down on your hands and knees and scrubbed the kitchen floor? How many women millionaires said that they've done it? Yes?
I think that most millionaire women probably married into it, so they probably, well, that's prejudice against ladies, but, you know, that's the facts. I think probably about 45.
45 women millionaires have scrubbed the kitchen floor on their hands and knees.
Oh, let's see. I'm going to say just a little bit higher because I don't think women are stuck up. I think even if they're millionaires, they'll get down on the floor and they'll clean it.
They'll still do that, huh? All right, you say higher. The actual number of women millionaires who've scrubbed the kitchen floor is 86. It's higher, Michelle. Yes. Well, maybe they didn't start out as lady millionaires. And Michelle, you'll start off with a jack.
Oh, great. Okay. I'm going to bet all the 150 lower.
Lower.
I mean lower, just lower.
Just lower.
Yeah,
You're a little nervous, Michelle. We like you're among friends. Lower than a jack, she says, and she's right with a 7.
7. I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze.
Yeah.
You got a 1-card advantage. See, you were nervous and you did the right thing. Michelle, question to you now. We found 100 ex-convicts. These are all men who have served time in prison. And we asked them, were you caught because someone squealed on you? How many ex-convicts said yes, that's why they were caught?
Ooh. Oh, gee, that's tough. I'm going to say 50, right down the middle, because I think that there's always a lot of this tattling going on, that kind of business, and, you know, I'm going to say 50.
So
right
she says 50. Got caught because someone squealed, Steve.
I don't think they would admit to it themselves. And I think the only way that they would have been caught was for someone to tell on them. I think it's going to be higher.
Higher. The actual number of ex-convicts who were caught because someone squealed on them is 62. You're right, Steve. It's higher. Yes, and I think police statistics will bear you out on that one. Steve, you're starting off with a 7.
Please change to 7, yes.
Won the question, you can change it to a king.
Okay. The next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, a
The
3.
next card's going to be higher.
Higher than a 3. An 8.
Freeze.
Freezing with that 1-card advantage. Steve, question 3 goes to you. We asked 100 striptease dancers. Has an admirer from the audience ever sent you jewelry? How many strippers said an admirer has sent them jewelry?
Oh, I hate to talk about the clientele, but I don't think that particular clientele would be inclined to send jewelry, so I'll have to say 18.
18 have gotten jewelry from a clientele, whatever. Michelle.
I'm going to say a little bit higher. I think that they probably have lots of admirers and jewelry. Women love jewelry, so higher.
All right, yes, of course. That's true. We didn't say how expensive the jewelry was. Let's find out. The actual number of strippers who've had an admirer send them jewelry is 66. Very much higher, Michelle. You've got a 7, Michelle.
Okay. I'm going to change it, yeah, definitely
Changing the 7 to a 5.
Ooh, that's okay, higher.
Higher than a 5. A 6, you're right.
Freeze.
You'll freeze. Taking that 1-card advantage, and we'll go to sudden death. 4th and final question, Michelle. We asked 100 people, was your favorite TV show canceled this year? How many people said yes?
Oh, gee. That's kind of hard. I'm going to say right down the middle, 50.
50 people have had their favorite TV show canceled this year,
I
Steve.
think it's got to be more than that, so I'll just say higher.
Higher. The actual number of people who said one of their favorite television shows was canceled is 54. You're right, Steve. It's higher. Steve, with an 8, you need 2 cards. Michelle is a 6. She needs 2. Do you want to play it or pass it?
I want to pass it, please.
All right, Michelle, you cannot change it. You must play the 6. Turn them both over. You win. 1 mistake, and Steve wins it. Higher than a 6. No, it's not higher. And Steve wins game number 1 in sudden death. Game 1 to the champion at $100, and we'll be right back right after this commercial break. Well, we've run out of time, so we'll start game 2 on our next show. And Michelle, you were saying, oh, gee, am I gone? No, we played the best 2 out of 3. You got to have more confidence, lady.
Okay.
That's the way. I hope you will come back and join us, because I don't want to see my favorite TV show. This one canceled. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Here is 86. It's higher, Michelle. Yes. Well, maybe they didn't start out as lady millionaires. And Michelle, you'll start off with a jack.
Oh, great. Okay. I'm going to bet all the 150 lower.
Lower.
I mean lower, just lower.
Just lower.
Yeah.
You're a little nervous, Michelle. We like you're among friends. Lower than a jack, she says, and she's right with a 7.